A fresh round of coronavirus lockdown measures, further restrictions, means a fresh round of government financial support for people who have been adversely affected by the pandemic. This includes an extension to the mortgage payment deferrals or mortgage payment holidays. So coming up in this video, how those deferrals will work, are you eligible, what you need to know about mortgage payment holidays. Hi everyone, I'm Martin Bamford, a chartered financial planner at Informed Choice, and in this video I'm going to take a look at the enhancements to the Financial Conduct Authority's package of mortgage payment holidays or mortgage payment deferrals. They promised back in September, when they extended this process, this scheme to support mortgage borrowers who are struggling financially because of the coronavirus pandemic. They promised to keep it under review as the coronavirus evolved and as lockdown measures changed as well. So we knew previously that after the 31st of October that lenders would have to offer tailored support to borrowers facing financial difficulty. But the government at the weekend announced a further round of measures, of lockdown measures for England in particular, that come into force this Thursday. And as a result, the Financial Conduct Authority has updated its programme of mortgage payment holidays, mortgage payment deferrals. So I want to go through the new rules, or at least the new proposals. They're not rules until later this week, but it seems very likely they will become rules. What these mean for mortgage borrowers who are financially struggling because of the pandemic. So I want to go through these new proposals. They're proposals at the moment, there'll be rules later in the week once some consultation's taken place. And what they mean, what sort of support they offer for people who have got more mortgages, who are struggling financially because of the coronavirus, and some things to think about before taking advantage of a mortgage payment holiday, a mortgage payment deferral. Now, the headline proposal here from the Financial Conduct Authority is that if you're struggling financially to keep up your mortgage payments and you've not yet claimed a mortgage payment holiday or mortgage payment deferral, you can claim up to 2 deferral periods lasting a total of 6 months. Now, people who have been struggling financially because of the coronavirus are going to be in different positions. Some will have claimed this relief from their lender before, some will have managed to get this far without having to claim relief. But for people who have not yet had a mortgage deferral, payment deferral, they can now claim 2 deferral periods, each of up to 3 months. And that support will be available from them in the near future. For mortgage borrowers who are facing financial difficulties, who have already had a payment deferral, an initial payment deferral, they'll be able to have another payment deferral of up to 3 months. And for borrowers who have resumed repayments, having previously had a mortgage payment deferral, they'll be able to apply for another deferral of up to 3 months. Now, it's really important to stress here, and this is something the Financial Conduct Authority also stress, if you can afford to keep up your mortgage repayments, that is the best thing to do, because this is a deferral scheme. This does not mean you don't ever pay this, it just gets added to future payments. You're potentially storing up payment problems for later if you defer the payments today when you could have otherwise afforded to pay them. Now, the FCA came out with this proposals quite late last night, Monday night, so I'm looking at them on Tuesday morning. They have said, please do not contact your lender yet if you're hoping to apply for a mortgage payment deferral. And that's because these rules have not been finalised and the lenders have not worked out how to implement them yet. So lenders will get in touch with their customers once those rules are finalised, later this week hopefully, with their procedures, with their process for applying for mortgage payment deferrals. Once the proposals come into force, there is going to be a deadline of the 31st of January 2021 to apply for a mortgage payment deferral. So you've got some time on your side, assuming you can manage to keep up your payments, your mortgage payments for now. This isn't going to close overnight. You have at least a few months to apply for access to this scheme. Where you do use a payment deferral on your mortgage, that is not reported in your credit file as a missed payment. So it doesn't have an adverse impact on your credit rating because it's marked as a missed payment. It's not marked in that way. However, and this is really important to stress too, lenders look at a range of criteria, a range of information when they're looking at lending decisions. So actually taking advantage of using a mortgage payment deferral scheme like this could adversely affect your ability to borrow money in the future. Lenders could well consider this as a risk factor when they look at your suitability for borrowing money. Another proposal that's come from the Financial Conduct Authority as part of this package of measures is that nobody should have their home repossessed until at least the 31st of January next year without their agreement. So another holiday, another temporary reprieve on home repossessions for people who are in real financial difficulty, who have not been able to keep up their mortgage payments. Now, under these proposals, there will be some mortgage borrowers who are in financial difficulty because of the pandemic who will not be able to get an extension to their mortgage payment deferrals. So for example, if you've already used 2 mortgage payment deferrals of up to 6 months, you will not be able to apply for a new one under these new proposals. However, your lender should still support you with a tailored package of measures suitable for your particular needs. So if you're in that situation, do speak to your lender, do find out what support they can give you to help you out. And if you've already agreed alternative support with your lender, again, you may not be eligible under these new extended mortgage payment deferral scheme rules. So again, speak to your lender to find out what the implications are for you if you've already agreed an alternative package of support from them. Announcing these measures, Sheldon Mills, who is Interim Executive Director of Strategy and Competition at the FCA, said, "We are working with lenders to ensure enhanced support remains available to borrowers struggling financially following changes in the coronavirus situation across the UK. Tailored support will still be offered and remains the most appropriate option for many borrowers, but we are proposing to extend payment deferrals for additional support. We also want to make sure that no one has their home repossessed during this time. It is in borrowers' own long-term interest only to take a payment deferral when absolutely necessary. Those that are able to keep paying should do so. This allows support to be targeted to those most in need." So a really clear message there from the Financial Conduct Authority. If you can afford to keep paying your mortgage, please do so. Only take advantage of this mortgage payment deferral scheme if you're eligible to. If you are in serious financial difficulty, this is your only option. But the really important message here, I think, is speak to your lender. If you're facing financial difficulties because of the coronavirus pandemic or for any other reason, in fact, speak to your lender. Work out what the best option is for you. There will always be an option. I think that's really important to say. It's never hopeless. If you have that conversation with your lender, have it early, have it as soon as you realise you're facing financial difficulties. There will always be options for mortgage borrowers. Mortgage lenders do not want to kick people out of their homes. They do not want to repossess properties. That is always a last resort. And under these new FCA proposals, of course, it's not a possibility. That option is taken off the table until at least the 31st of January 2021. So I hope that update was useful. Do let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions about mortgage payment deferrals, about this extension to the support offered via the Financial Conduct Authority. I'll do my best to answer those questions, or at least point you in the right direction to find answers. Remember, lenders will be in touch with mortgage borrowers, mortgage customers later this week once those rules have been finalised and once they can explain how their process will work. So don't get in touch with them just yet. They're going to have an awful lot of inquiries, I suspect, an awful lot of customers to speak to. So don't overwhelm their systems by getting in touch just yet, but that will follow. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. I'm Martin Bamford, and remember, when it comes to your money, the more you know, the faster it can grow.